from yesterday and Thursday. On Thursday, did you come to class?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you know a little bit, although, even though, in spite of. All right, great. Well, let's begin. Huh?
When is the exam?
When is the exam? See, I want to finish this. I want to finish this level, like, um, today is Tuesday. Your exam will probably be September 15 or September 16. Those are going to be the last days. Or maybe earlier. I don't know. I want to finish earlier.
I want
You know? What'd you say?
I want to.
You want to too? Yes. Uh-oh. Well,
To say maybe September 7th.
yeah. I wanted to finish in September 7th. But, it's not possible. Well, it is possible, but we're not going to see like certain lessons. You know what I mean? Like maybe lesson D and lesson C, we're not going to see them, but, I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because I think it's better, the earlier the better. But yeah, let's do this. All right, Yasmin. So yesterday I gave you some like clues to how you could use this. But let's see. Yesterday I told you that number 2 is instead of.
Number 3
Is what?
is what?
You tell me. Despite. And you can also use in spite of. Both are the same. Number 4.
Due to.
Due to, because of, or as a result of. All of those are good. Yes. Number 5. More money should be invested in wind, solar, and wave power.
Because
We don't need to burn so much. Da, 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 da. And number 6, Yasmin?
because
Because. Next.
because of.
Because of. Although.
In order to.
Order to, yes. Very good, very good. All right. Well, like I said yesterday, today we're gonna just review a little bit about the topic from yesterday and use it a little bit more in context. Today is September 1st. Yasmin, what do we celebrate on September 16th? What do we celebrate on September 16th?
Independence.
Independence Day. Do you celebrate it? Do you dance?
No. My family not celebrating days.
You guys are American. Talk
what?
About because you're American, no?
Yeah.
All right. Right. Talk about the environment. Fernando, we are on Touchstone 4, Unit 11, Lesson B. All right, Yasmin. Well, First, what do you think is the number one thing we can do to eliminate pollution? Like, obviously, there are many things we can do, many things. But what do you think would be the most effective thing to get rid of pollution?
I think mm, get right water,
Get what?
get right.
What do you mean?
What does mean?
Yeah, like get rainwater?
Get right. Read.
Uh-huh.
What does mean?
Oh, get rid of. Eliminate.
Um, I think people make people don't use a lot of things that it's not necessary, like bags, plastic bags. But how do you bottles?
Bottles. Yes.
Bottles, plastic bottles. Um, for example, in my work, the restaurant use a lot of unicel in to put the food.
Yeah.
Um, I think that things aren't doesn't or
All right.
aren't necessary.
Okay. Okay. What can they use as an alternative?
And I think some people use other things like bolsas de tela, um, and in the plastic you can use bottles de vidrio.
Yeah, the glass bottles. Okay. Okay.
Um, what do you think is the most effective kitchen?
That's a good question. Hmm. I think that the most effective thing we can do to get rid of pollution is eliminate all combustible engines, and we need to start using um, electric engines like Teslas and things like that. Because, and I'm not talking about engines only for cars, engines for boats, ships, and factories. All of those machines that need to pollute the air, it's bad. It's bad. If we can replace all of those machines with batteries or with, and it would be so much better. Imagine that everything in the world was powered by electricity, and not electricity like bad electricity. I'm talking about solar panels, the wind panels, the wave panels from the ocean. turbulence, all of those things, they are good things and they are natural, and they can help us create energy. Now, I know it's a little expensive, but even though it's expensive, it's a good idea, and the government can help. These politics, they can help. They can make things cheap, but they don't want to invest in those things. They're not intelligent, or well, maybe they're intelligent, but they are not conscious about those things. Like AMLO, I like AMLO. I like AMLO. He's a good president, but he wants to open up many refinerías. In English, you call those oil refineries. Why? Why do you want to open more oil refineries? Don't you see that the world is being polluted? Why don't you open up a factory where you can make electric cars? Why don't you open up a place for clean energy, wind, solar, water energy, instead of doing those things that are going to destroy the the world? Like, maybe it's going to be beneficial monetarily, but in the future it's going to be bad. What's going to happen when we don't have oil? So I think if we can replace everything that releases emissions, it will help us a lot. No pollution, literally no pollution. When you need to charge your car, okay, go charge your car at your house with the solar panels. You have solar panels at your house. I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem, Or what do you think, Yasmin?
Yes, you have the reason because how do you say gobierno?
The government
The government no invierte,
doesn't invest.
doesn't invest in things like that because they are inconscient.
And yeah, they are inconscious or ignorant in this case.
And it's expensive.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest problem, the price. Yep.
But it's a good things to do to get off pollution.
Yes, so true. Well, thank you, Yasmin. And Ismail, welcome. Welcome to this class, my friend. I don't think you did the homework, right? Right, Ismail?
Oh,
You didn't do the homework, right? All right. Well, I'm going to write this again so you can practice. Why I'm doing all this? Just, Andres is here. All right. All right. So now I want you to read the instructions for exercise B. Ismail.
pair work, discuss opinions about Which one do you agree with?
Very good. Discuss the opinions above. Which ones do you agree with? All right. So, you know, we have these opinions right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to put you in pairs. You know, Yasmin, you're going to work with Andres, and Ismael, you're going to work with me. And you're going to discuss these opinions, right? Now, remember, right now we are sharing opinions, all right? So what we are about to do is we're going to compare, you know, opinions. So please, in a notebook, write down these expressions. What do you think? What do you think? Not what do you think? No, what do you think? Now, what do you think? What about you? How do you feel about this? Do you agree? Remember, when you say, do you agree? You say, yes, I do, or no, I don't. Do not say, yes, I am agree. Okay? Yes, I am agree. Remember, agree is a verb, so do not put am. Yes, I agree. Or no, I don't agree. I don't agree because da da da. I agree because da da da. I'm with you on that because, all right, please write down these expressions. You are about to use them in your conversation.
Experiment what we will do.
Copy those expressions on the left in your notebook.
Okay.
All right. Yasmin, you're going to work with Andres. All right. And you're going to read these sentences. You know, for example, number 1, in order to save water, you should take showers instead of baths. What do you think, Andres? Oh, I agree because da da da. Or I don't agree because da da da. And you, Yasmin, how do you feel about this? Try to use those expressions because those expressions will help your conversation be smooth. All right? Be smooth. Be cool. I'm opening up the breakout rooms right now. Yasmin and Andres, please go. Whenever you finish, return. It should take about 7 to 8 minutes. All right? So, Ismael, begin, my friend.
I'm right.
Yes, remember, we are comparing opinions.
Okay. Um, I began on the first.
Yeah, you can read number one and then ask me for my opinion.
Okay. And in order to save water, you should take shower instead of bath. What is your opinion?
I definitely agree because taking a shower saves a lot of water compared to taking baths, and especially if you mm, if you turn the water off and on. Like, for instance, when I take a shower, I go in the shower, I turn on the water, and I get my body wet. It usually takes 30 seconds. And then I turn off the water, and then I get my shampoo and my soap, and then I turn the water off again so I can rinse everything off. And that is my technique. How about you, Ismail? How do you feel about this?
I agree. I guess it's a good option for save water, and I think those maybe a bath. Well, I don't have a bath, or I never take a bath. But, but I think it's a lot of water than using a bath.
It's true.
Okay. And instead of building new highways or repairs and trucks, the government should spend money on public transportation. And do you agree?
Yes, I definitely agree. Um, the government should worry about the future more, you know. So, I think that public transportation is a good option, especially if it's electricity powered transportation, like an electric bus, like in China or something. And you, Ismail, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better for example, in some case, the buildings for the cars and the trucks, uh, there are chains of the, how do you say, carriles,
Lanes.
lanes. Um, of this way, there are less saturation or traffic in the street.
Yes, that's true. That's true. All right. I agree, man.
Um, Global warming isn't being taken seriously enough despite raising oceans level of floats. Uh, how do you feel about this?
All right. So I definitely agree. You know, we know we know what's correct. We know what's correct, but we don't do it. You know, it's kind of like a person who has diabetes, and you know the person knows that they're not supposed to drink Coca-Cola or eat pozole or eat bolillo con relleno. But that person is still going to drink Coca-Cola, still gonna eat pozole because they don't care. You know, like they know it's correct, they know it's not correct, sorry, but they don't care enough. They don't value their life. And I guess what this is showing us is that people don't value the world. You know, they don't value the environment. But what do you think, Ismail?
Um, I agree about this because it's a reality of when today in this age or this age the people isn't being aren't being taken seriously, you know, the global warming. Um, it's a serious problem. For example, like the statement say the level, the rising ocean levels and stuff.
Yes, it's a big problem.
Yeah. And next, um, when homes near the ocean have been destroyed due to a flood, the owners shouldn't be allowed to rebuild in the same place. And do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Um, they shouldn't be allowed. Well, it's not a good idea, you know, because usually what happens is the hurricane destroys the house or the tsunami destroys the house. And well, if you know the hurricanes are very common, especially now, you know, hurricanes are getting bigger and stronger. So it would be really stupid to rebuild a house after it has been destroyed in the same place. And not only the ocean, but next to the rivers or lakes and things like that. You know, here in Acapulco, I remember that Coloso was destroyed. You know, everything was flooded in Coloso and over there passing La Venta. It was destroyed whenever there was a hurricane. And people build houses again. Like it is so stupid to do that, you know? These people are basically wasting money. They don't care about money. But they shouldn't be allowed, but you can't control what people do with their money if it's not harming other people. But what do you think, Ismail?
I I agree because like you said, for example, for me it's very stupid building house in the center of the ocean and in some parts very close of the water, for example, the rivers or the lakes and the ocean, for example, it's dangerous so it's dangerous for the people and for the material things.
It's true, man. Really, really true. It's just stupid. Stupid.
Um, 5. More money should be invested in wind, solar, and wave power because we don't need to burn so much coal, gas, and oil. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. That is the same thing I was telling Yasmin earlier. I was telling her that AMLO is a good president. I like him, but I don't like his idea to open up more refinerías, or in English we say oil refineries, when you can use that money, which is a lot of money, man, a lot of money. You can use that money to build a factory to produce electric cars. You know, in Mexico, we got a lot of smart people, man. A lot of smart people. Some of the smartest people in the world. We have good engineers. We have the resources. We have a lot of material. Why not build a factory to make electric cars? You know, Mexico has one car, one car that is Mexican, but it uses parts from the United States, and that's really stupid. Like, if the government really wanted to, they can invest in a car that is electric and small and cheap, like those electric cars in China. Cars for two people, 100% electric. They're, they are slow cars, but they're for the city. Imagine like spending, I don't know, 80,000 pesos on a new electric car. 80,000 pesos. Now, to us, that's like a lot of money. But for a new car that is electric, it's cheap, man. It's very cheap. And not to mention the fact that you can make payments. You can pay everything in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It's a good option. Imagine only paying for your car 800 pesos every month.
Yeah, well, for example, in the oil, how do you say refinery?
Refineries.
And refineries, it's a perfect mode of the economy, like the oil is the center of the all economies of the world.
That's true.
The oil grow up the price dollar too. All the economies down or up, it's depend of the oil. For this form that Mexico have the capacity or the oceans that get more oil, it's best economy.
That is true. That is true. But imagine in 20 years when there's no more oil.
Yeah,
It's going to be crazy. And all the other countries like Japan, um, France, the United Kingdom, Canada, all of those countries, they have electric cars. And they have electric cars, not a little bit, a lot of electric cars. So whenever the oil is deplenished, they're going to be okay. But Mexico, we're not going to be okay. And I think, we need to stop thinking about now and start thinking about the future a little bit more. Because right now we're okay, we're alive, but in the future, we don't know how what we do today will determine our future. Like the little girl said in the video yesterday. But that's true, sadly, the oil has a lot to do with the economy. Yes, yes, yes.
um, private cars should be banned from cities because people are developing serious health problems because air pollution from automobiles. And what about you?
Mm, I, how can I say this? I don't think cars should be banned. I don't think cars should be banned. I think we just need to change cars. You know, like those. I say this all the time. I hate the bochitos. Yes, I use the bochitos sometimes. You know, but I hate them, man, because they destroy the planet so much. I know you have seen them. You're riding on Cuauhtémoc or Costera and you see the bochitos and they have all of the smoke coming out the exhaust.
Yeah,
And that's not good. You know, that's really sad. In other countries, that is not allowed. In the United States, if you have smoke coming out of your car, you cannot drive anymore. You cannot drive the car anymore until you go to court and you change that part of the car, you know.
yeah,
And it's good, in the United States, not many countries have pollution. Like New York, one of the biggest cities in the United States, pollution is not a problem to them because they control those things. Like they don't allow old cars unless those cars have been, how can I say it, remodeled or fixed.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so it's very difficult to do this. For example, you see in one form the all the how do you say empresas,
Companies.
companies of the world that make automobiles change in the for a heat of the way of make a car. For example, all the always do a car, make a car of this form and un, um, a change of this form. It's very less economy of the all the work, and it's very difficult change the mentality of the age people. For example, the city or the country uh, put a law of prohibit this in the country, and all the companies less money, less economy, and the country lost economy too.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
after some years, maybe win some money, but it's very difficult. How do you say resaca económica?
It's a economic drought.
Yeah, economic growth for the of um, for this form. It's very difficult to do this, and it's change slowly, very slowly, for not have less economy and problems in the today on the future.
Yes, yes. And how can I say this? I think that Mexico has enough resources to be self-reliant. Self-reliant means they can depend only on themselves. Like, here in Mexico, we have oil, we have land, we have rich soil, we have gold, we have silver. We literally have everything, man. So, like you said, is the problem is that rich people control the world. Rich people control the world and they don't want to lose money. So, this change, like you said, is going to take a long time. To go green is going to take for a long time, and maybe it's going to be too late by the time we go green. So, it's going to be crazy. gonna be really crazy. But we will see. And the last one, Ismael. Although it would cost more, it would cost me more to drive my car. I would be happy if they raised gasoline prices in order to cut down on gas consumption.
Mm, yeah, I agree on this one. But so it's more dangerous for well in this country for the crime and all this. The criminals are have um, will will have more opportunities or chance for steal things in taxis and public transportation. This one it's
Yes,
more secure or more safe travel with a car, a personal car, but
yes,
it's very dangerous for the air, the pollution and these things. It's
yes,
difficult decided for this.
yes, yes. Have you seen this video? I don't know if they play it in Spanish because everything is in English. But there is a video of Bill Gates where he created a machine that will clean the air. It will clean the air and filter all of the chemicals, all of the pathogens, all the dust, all the contaminants in the air, and they're going to put it inside of a little cup. And with that thing, you can use it to, I don't know, make energy. And I thought that was a really cool idea. There are it's like a big fan, and you put it in the top of a big building in a big city, and it cleans all of the air. And maybe that could be a good alternative. Putting 2 or 3 fans in all the big cities in the world, in Tokyo, Singapore, New York, Mexico City, um, Rio de Janeiro, all of those big cities. If they had a fan like that, maybe it could produce less pollution, you know? All right. Well, thank you, Ismael. You were a good partner. And Andres and Yasmin, welcome. How was your conversation, Andres and Yasmin? Sorry, what did you say?
We uh, we were talking about using the sharing opinion.
Nice, nice. But how was your conversation? Was it good?
Oh, excellent! I think Jasmine improve.
She improved?
We can talk the old conversation in English without Spanish.
Really? Nice, nice. That's great. I love to hear that. Very good. And with
Teacher,
Ismail,
when
we had a
when
good
I
conversation too.
when I say, do you agree? You can answer, I agree. Yes, I agree, or yes, I do.
Oh,
Both. If I use do, also,
yes.
I can say, are you agree and do you agree, or only do you agree
Only do you agree?
only, and I
Yes.
can answer yes, I agree.
Yeah, you can say, yes, I agree, but you have to pause. Yes,
I
I
do.
agree. Or yes, I do. Yes, I do is fast. Yes, I do.
But
Yes,
what is
I
most
agree.
is more common?
To pause. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And that's more common.
Okay.
All right, but good job, good job. Thank you, thank you. All right. Yasmin, could you read the instructions for exercise 3, please?
And talk about it saving the planet. Group work, what are the most serious environmental problems today? Rank these problems from 1 to 6. 1. Most serious. What is being done to solve them? What else could be done?
All right. So we're going to make the most out of this activity. And when I say make the most out of this activity, I mean we're going to make sure that this activity is very effective. You're going to work in a trio. Ismael, Andres, Yasmin, you're going to work together. All right. So for you to do this, you have to collaborate. You have to work together, collaborate really, really well. All right. Now, the first thing I want you to do is talk about each problem. First talk about air and water pollution, then talk about global warming, then talk about depletion of oil reserves, one by one. Okay, and then 2, decide which are the most serious. Okay, you're going to decide which is the most serious. And how can you do that? Well, you can ask, what do you think is the most serious problem? And you can respond, I think da 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 because da da da. And then of course you can ask the same thing. Do you agree? Or what do you think? Do you agree or what do you think? Deja vu. Okay. And then you're going to ask, what is being done to solve them? What is being done to solve them? So, first, do these things, and then we will talk about the other ones. All right. Yasmin, in this case, I want you to start.
I always start.
You always start. All right. Well, sorry. Before we begin, everybody, do you understand these 6 categories?
No.
Which one can I explain to you?
Garbage in landfills.
Remember, a landfill is a place where you take all the trash. And, it's a problem because, there are more people, more trash, but we don't have more land. It's the same land, but we have more people and more trash. So that's a big problem. Where is all the trash going to go? In the oceans? In the volcanoes?
Depletion of oil reserves and nuclear waste disposal.
Okay, so depletion of oil reserves. And Ismail, you and I were talking about this. We have oil reserves. And, in some places of the country, there is a lot of oil, but oil is not unlimited. There is only a specific amount of oil in the world. And once the oil is done, it is done forever. We're gonna need to go to other countries. I mean, not other countries, other planets to get more oil. So that's a big problem because right now we depend a lot on oil reserves. And nuclear waste disposal, I know you heard of a nuclear bomb, and that the radiation is very toxic to people. Like if you are around nuclear waste, it gives you cancer, you have respiratory problems. It's a very dangerous chemical or whatever it is, component. So nuclear waste disposal, like where do they throw away the nuclear waste? A lot of times they throw the nuclear waste inside the ocean or rivers or lakes, and they kill all of those animals, or all of those animals are mutated. They have two heads, two tails. They change different colors. They are very big or they are very small. It's a big problem. All right. You can begin like this, Yasmin. Air and water pollution is a problem because global warming is a problem because. What do you think, Andres? What do you think, Ismael? Yes, I agree. Da da da. Okay. Depletion of oil reserves is a problem because da 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 da. And Yasmin, do you want to be the leader, or do you want Andres or Ismael to be the leader?
Ismael.
Okay. Ismael, with me, you did a really good job being the leader. Can you please show Andres and Yasmin your skills?
Oh, my opinion.
Yes, no, well, it's not your opinion. You're working together. So you can begin with, you can say air and water pollution is a problem because da 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 da. What do you think, Yasmin? Do you agree, Andres? And yes, I agree. Da 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 da. First talk about each individual problem. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
And then when
okay.
you are finished, agree on the most serious. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So
Okay.
Andres and Yasmin, please activate your microphones so you can begin speaking. Try to make it 100% English. If you need help, I will be writing.
Okay.
Well, with all this, I think the air and water pollution and global warming is the most serious environment problem today. And it's the same thing. I've seen the global warming it's the problem because the air and water pollution is increment of this year of this decade. Yeah. What do you think?
Me, I think that air and water pollution is the most serious problem also.
And global
Uh,
warming is the second.
and I think that the pollution of no. Yes, global warming can be the second one.
And you, Yasin?
Yes, I agree because we have a lot of pollution in air and water in Acapulco.
You agree?
Yes, and the
Okay.
global warming. mm, I agree
I
because
Okay.
I think that the third one is in endangered species, because if we if we don't have the for example one if we don't have one species, and we will lose more species in the future. So I think
Yeah.
that the third one is endangered species.
But the air and water pollution cause this problem in general species of the habitat and the place on there are these species.
Yes, yes,
Um,
I agree.
my opinion is air and water pollution is the most.
The most, yes, but
Yeah.
the the
second
second
is
one
global warming.
and the third, I think, endangered species.
Uh,
I think nuclear waste disposal.
I think it's garbage in landfills because the garbage in the landfills um, it's a grand part of the air and water pollution, and this causes the endangered species endangered species. And for me, it's um major problem or best problem that endangered species. It's serious.
The most serious.
Yeah, it's more serious than endangered species. For me, it's a third place.
Okay, okay.
And
And the
how are
fourth,
you?
the fourth, what
The
what you
phone?
think is the most serious?
And you, Yasmin?
I can't hear clear, sorry. I fix my house.
1 point
Um,
less, Jasmine. 1 point less in the
I
exam.
think air water pollution is the first. Global warming is two for me. Nuclear waste disposal is three. Um,
Fourth,
depletion
four,
You are
the
wearing a
pollution.
suit t-shirt.
it's two.
All right.
Nuclear waste is
It's dangerous
very
for
low.
the health.
Yeah, but
Very dangerous.
there aren't a lot of explosion in this part, or there aren't a lot of industries of to work with the nuclear things. For me, it's not very seriously that, for example, garbage in landfills and varying species.
Okay, I
And the
agree.
last depletion of oil reservoir is the less important.
Yes, I think I agree.
I think
It
the
it
world
depends.
maybe can
It depends.
uh, live without this.
It depends because we can have and we sell we can have in the future an earth and that in the middle can be um, can be without nothing, and it can it
For me, the five is nuclear waste disposal. And you?
Five.
How about you? The five, yeah. For the reasons
In the
I told before.
four it's what?
What? Nuclear waste disposal. I explained the reasons.
I was talking about the earth can can be in the future empty in the middle. So this can produce more problems like in the volcanoes in, with the water. So I think the oil reserve are important also. But I agree that can be in the last one. The tree, man, we taught you about the tree. The tree
Yeah,
was
we
the tree
the
was
Nuclear waste for
nuclear
me.
waste because Jasmine said,
And the four is garbage landings.
no for me no.
"Oh my God,
Yeah, it's today. For example, the question say, what are the most serious environment problems today in this age?
okay, for garbage."
For example, the nuclear waste disposal is a problem, but
Your
it's
opinion don't
very
take.
is an industrial problem in some cities. Very advanced in this way from the nuclear things,
Okay.
and
So
there aren't, for example, there aren't nuclear explosions and bomb explosions in this decade from this age. For me, no, it's a serious problem that the garbage on the underage species.
okay, okay, man. Fourth, that Ismael said garbage, and
Fourth one is
five
garbage.
and five endangered.
Okay. Well, remember, you might not agree, but don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive, man. Um, this, you know, this type of activity is one of the most difficult activities to do. It's difficult to work in a group because sometimes you have different opinions, and sometimes in Spanish it's difficult too, Think about it. Think about all those times in your school when you needed to work with other people. It's difficult, man. But this is why we English is a skill and not a subject, because you are learning good skills. Like working with other people is a really good skill, man. If you can work with people well, you can have a good team. If you can have a good team, you can have a successful career or a successful business. So, this type of activity is nice. And you guys did a really good job. At the end, you guys were being a little aggressive. I felt the tension, but
Andres.
it's really good. Yeah, Andres.
Why me? No, Ismael was like Laura in America. No. Yeah.
No, but it's don't feel bad. Ismael, if you have a different opinion, Andres and Yasmin, don't feel bad if they have other opinions. It's okay. It's three people, so we're going to take into consideration the two opinions, 2 out of 3, But just because somebody doesn't agree doesn't mean that you need to change your opinion. Or it doesn't mean that your opinion is bad. It's just your opinion,
Yeah.
So take that into consideration. I think you did a really good job with
1 point
activity.
in the final exam.
1 point. This is what I'm going to do. You won't have a project.
More activities like that, teacher.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I love these type of activities when you have to work in groups.
It's interesting because we have a team. We are 3 different ideas. It's good.
I totally agree. All right. Well, now please go to page 116. Oh my God. Yes. Page 116. Okay. Andres, could you read the learning tip, please?
Learning tip. Writing definitions in your own words. When you learn a new word or expression, you can write a definition or explanation in your own words to help you remember its meaning.
You know, what's really interesting to me is that this book was written in 2005, 15 years ago, one Ismael ago. And, you know, the problem is still the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. We've known about this problem for 30 years, and literally nothing has changed. But we will see in the future when we all have problems. Andres, can you read number 1, please?
The atmosphere refers to letter E, the air around the earth.
All right, number 2, Ismael.
Geography class.
What?
No, not
Carbon dioxide is a gas in the atmosphere.
how much pollution. Letter H. No.
Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas that comes from your car.
The air around the earth. No, no. It's in the Roman one.
It's D.
No.
D? No. Letter D? Sorry.
H.
It is F. It is F. It is F. All right. Carbon dioxide is a gas in the atmosphere that is produced when things burn or decay. Like gas, when you burn gas, when you burn trees, all of that is carbon dioxide. How do you say it in Spanish? Carbon dioxide?
Dióxido de carbono.
Yeah, I was about to ask Siri.
Teacher,
Look.
how do you say gasolina in English?
Gasoline.
You can say gasoline or gas.
Thank you.
It's a joke, man. Because that means don't believe me. It's gasoline.
All right, nice. Okay, well, finish this activity, please. You have 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get me some water because my mouth is dry. A little bit. Oh, here's the answers. Yasmin and Ismail, if you need them. F8HBCG. All right, your homework is, I think, page 90, no, 86. Oh, 85, sorry. Page 85. And it's pretty simple homework. Page 85. You know, you're gonna circle the correct expression. Remember to use your grammar chart because your grammar chart tells you whether you need to use a clause, a noun, or a verb. Okay, and that will help you a lot because in order to, is for a verb, and instead of is for a noun. So right here is in order to save. Save is a verb, so in order to save. All right. And number 4, you're going to complete the sentences with the words and expressions in the box. All right, so you need to know the meaning. Because is to give a reason. Due to give a reason. In order to, purpose, in spite of, contradiction, instead of, alternative, and so that is a purpose. You know, just put it in the correct place. Remember that in order to is only for verbs, like increase. All right. And about you. You're going to complete the sentences with true information using linking words and expressions. The linking words are despite, due to, in order to, instead of, so that. And it can be good things or bad things, you know? Like number 2, I try not to waste water because it's expensive. I always buy Ferrero Rocher instead of Carlos Quinto. You know, it's something like that. Okay? Using those expressions. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, well, I have a question for you. Did you enjoy the class today?
Yes.
Yes? Yasmin, Ismail?
Yeah.
Yes, great.
Yes.
Great, I love to hear that, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow if God willing. Please do your homework and, you know, continue listening to music and watching movies and stuff. Don't forget about that. All right? Well, have a good night, guys. Take care.
See you.
Thank you for the class. See you.
Thank you for coming.